Welcome to Chapter 4. Let's dive right in. Select the fish object in the link editor, then right-click on the fish in the 3D view to enter point edit mode. While looking at the model from the side, switch to the nearest orthographic view. Now zoom up on the head. In this part, I will be adding geometry to define the shapes of the head. Workspace has three very useful tools for drawing edges and vertices directly on the mesh. These are PolyDraw, which is designed for drawing edges across the mesh, the Add Edges tool, which is optimized for adding single edges at a time, and lastly the Add Vertices tool, which is for adding vertices to an existing edge. Go ahead and choose PolyDraw. The cursor will change to a pencil to indicate that the PolyDraw tool is active. The PolyDraw tool will automatically snap to vertices or edges that the cursor gets close to. This snap distance is screen relative, so if you need to place a cut very close to an existing edge without it snapping to the edge, zooming in the view will allow you to do that. Let's start a cut at this vertex here. Left-click to start the cut, and then left-click at each intersection to continue the edge loop around through the eye so that we'll have some geometry to build the eye off of later. Go ahead and continue the loop to the edge of the model, and when done, right-click to end the tool. Click on the PolyDraw tool again to reactivate it, and let's make another cut that follows from the top of the jaw across above the eye, and again to the front of the head. Right-click to complete the tool. Activate the PolyDraw tool again. Let's make a cut that starts at the top of the head and follows the jawline down and around the bottom of the jaw. You can use the shading in the drawing to help give an idea of where to put the cuts. With that cut completed, change the selection method to Pick and Paint selected and element type to Edges. You'll notice that the edges here and here don't follow the flow of the jaw. So with the first one selected, let's delete it. Select the other one, and let's delete that one too. Let's take a moment to tweak the mesh to better follow the drawing and structure of the fish. Change the element type to Vertex. Clicking on the vertex you want to move will select it. Then you can use the gray triangle part of the widget to position it to its new position. This type of adjusting requires some imagination, as the artist envisions the underlying structure that suggests the shape the edge loop should follow and adjusts the vertex positions to best represent that. Next, let's continue on with adding geometry for the mouth. Switch back to the PolyDraw tool. Add a cut that starts at the front, following along the top of the lip, through to the jaw, and down along the neck. Right-click to exit the tool, reactivate PolyDraw, and let's add another cut starting here at the top of the head, following the edge of the jaw into the corner of the mouth. Right-click to complete the tool. Select PolyDraw again, and starting here, add a cut for the top of the bottom jaw. Continue it on until you get to the end of the jaw. Again, select PolyDraw. Now we need to add an edge loop that will help us with the shaping of the bottom corner of the mouth. And the edge loop for the top of the mouth needs to be continued out to the neck. Notice because the last edge is too close, I need to use the mouse wheel to zoom in some before the PolyDraw tool will let me select it. With the new geometry added, let's switch the selection type to Rectangle Select and again tweak the vertices to better match the drawing. Particularly in the area around the mouth, the extra geometry allows the vertices to be more accurately positioned, and out towards the front of the top of the lip where the vertices can be pulled in some to make a better shape. Volume and shaping can now also be added to the front of the jaw as well. Choose the PolyDraw tool again, and let's add the inner edge for the mouth. Follow along the edge of the mouth, trying to keep an equal distance between the loops. When I get to the corner of the mouth, you'll notice that I'm adding the vertices on the polygon itself, and not at an intersection with an edge. The PolyDraw tool is very flexible in this way. Now we're going to connect up the corner of the mouth using the different workflow provided by the Add Edges tool. Go ahead and select the Add Edges tool. Left-click on the vertex here and here to create an edge between them. Now zoom up on the corner of the mouth so we can have a bit more room to work. Without exiting the tool, left-click again on the vertex at the corner of the mouth and then left-click on the middle of the edge like shown to create a new edge bridging those 2 points. Repeat this process, creating additional edges as shown in the video. When done with that, right-click to exit the tool. Next, select the Rectangle Select tool so we can tweak the geometry. The widget is blocking our view, so drag select in an empty area to clear the selection. Now go ahead and position the vertices to better shape the corner of the mouth. Here again, we want to try and maintain a consistent distance between the two loops that form the inner part of the mouth. Zoom back out and let's finish up this section by finishing the shaping of the new lip geometry. In the next section, we will work more on shaping the head and add the interior of the mouth.